time. There's going to be a time in a different country coming up to kick off this entire weekend on Friday night. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Shefty, we obviously know the NFL is very bullish and excited about global expansion, evidenced by this marquee game on Friday night between the Packers and the Eagles in Brazil. And while some of the players are very excited about the actual game itself, Darius Slay had this to say about actually playing in Brazil.
Trip. Week 1, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. But, man, I do not want to go to Brazil. And you want to know why? I'm here to tell you why. They already told us not to leave the hotel. They told us we can't do too much going on because the crime rate is crazy,
Hello, family. Welcome back to another episode of Journey to Harmony. I'm your host, Richard Harmon. Today, I want to come to you and talk to you about a story. Darius Slay of the Philadelphia Eagles recently came out yesterday and spoke about the opening night game between the Eagles and the Packers that is going to be held in Brazil. He stated about how there's concerns about the safety and the crime rate that is going on in Brazil and how they've been instructed not to go outside. They have told their family and their friends as well not to attend the games. And it's kind of just going to be them in the hotel and remaining there. After the recent shooting of Ricky Pearsall, I believe his name is, in California in broad daylight. I believe teams are more on the lookout and the concern as things are getting out of control, it seems, with the illegal migrant crisis that's happening here in America, as well as the safety overall of the players. So this is an interesting situation that's currently occurring as people are realizing more and more that things outside of the United States seem to be deteriorating. We have a war going on in Ukraine and Russia that is escalating. We have a war in Israel, the destabilization of South America and the migrant caravan that continues to come this way. There's so much that's happening right now around the world and in America that there's concern right now for the health and safety of the players, the people, as well as for us as citizens as well. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go ahead and play a little video, watch a little bit of this, come back and talk about it. It's your first time joining, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, and here we go.
I'm saying, I'm like, NFL, why y'all want to send us somewhere with the crime rate this high and we out the country? So, the first thing people think is something terrible can possibly happen. I told my family, do not come down there because I'm not gonna be nowhere to be found. Really, I'm gonna be in a hotel chilling, minding my business, playing my game after a long 9.5-hour flight. So I don't have no intentions on doing that. I'm gonna eat hotel food. I'm doing everything. But they said, yeah, man, it's gonna be pretty crazy down there. Police said they're gonna be, try to be the best they could possibly be with the top flight security of the world, Craig. You know what I'm saying? So we hope for that, man. But I'll do.
Big Dom, baby.
Yeah, Big Dom, obviously. But Shefty, with that being said, how did the NFL come to this decision? And ultimately, what kind of actual, how worried are they about the potential threats that this game could pose?
Well, they do so much work on these games in advance, and I don't know that they pose any more threats than any other game in any other country. And the league is determined to grow the game internationally, to do whatever it takes, so much so that you're seeing them pull a game out of Philadelphia, a marquee matchup, and putting it in Brazil on Friday night of week 1. And it's a great matchup. It's a marquee game here that Brazil gets, and Philadelphia is deprived of. The Packers themselves, they're not thrilled about the idea of going to Brazil, but they don't have to go to Philadelphia, and they're playing on a neutral field, which I think is huge. But the league feels like there's these huge opportunities in these foreign countries. And look, I think there's just a ton of security that's in place. The Eagles are staying at the airport. It's not like they're going sightseeing in Brazil. It's a total business trip. That's what it is. And I think everybody knows they're taking extra precautions, being careful. And even today, I had Russell Okung, the former offensive lineman. He was all worked up about the fact that people would say anything negative about Brazil. He's like, this is the most beautiful country. It's awesome there. People are going to love it there. So there's that other side, too, that people aren't hearing about. But because it's essentially away from what normally happens, it's a break in the routine, people are wondering how it will be.
All right, perfect. So you heard that there. So again, this is something that's going to be interesting. And the NFL, like the NBA, currently desires expansion. I'm sure they're looking to expand, put a team in London, maybe one in Paris, Mexico City, and a few other places. And this is going to be interesting as we're seeing this expansion. The NFL has experienced a following unlike any other. They're the largest show on television. They have the highest ratings and things of that nature. But a lot like the NBA is going to be interesting to see what happens when those who are the fans, a lot of men, a lot of people who are conservative a lot of times who tend to who see the movement of the NFL moving more toward the liberal space. With the NBA has suffered big time in the past few years as they have marketed LeBron James as their face, and as he has gone more and more liberal, the viewers of the sport has dropped off much more.
We used to do
over the last
Monday
2
Night
years.
Football games in Mexico City,
the younger
and
group has
they always bring
stepped
you these
up,
cars,
and as a
and
result of it, there's
they're
been a
extra careful
following
with
in the
you,
NBA that's a lot
taking
better,
precautions.
and the
You never know.
ratings
I'll tell you
have
this.
climbed as well.
We used to do
but
Monday
mostly
Night
as we're
Football
looking
games in
over these
Mexico
things right
City,
now, it's going to be
and
interesting to
they
see what
always bring you
happens,
these
what kind of
cars, and
compromises
they're extra
are going
careful
to
with
be
you,
installed when you're
taking
moving into
precautions.
places like Brazil, into places like China and things like that nature, places that do not share the same values as America. How will the fans respond to this? The league going the way of the NBA, and whether or not they're going to be pushing more and more liberal ideas over the coming years. We see recently at DNC, you had Steve Kerr and Steph Curry, two of the largest stars in the sport of basketball, who are supporting Kamala Harris. We'll see exactly how this plays out. But again, this is going to be an interesting issue right now, as the desire to expand into these other nations, a lot like baseball, trying to plug talent from different areas. But we'll see exactly how that plays out. What are your thoughts on this? Please comment below, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good day.